Yes. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Neha Singh Mandade. Now, for today's presentation, my topic is efficacy of pranayamic breathing on cognition and balance in Parkinson's patient. It's a randomized controlled trial. Parkin- Parkinson's disease is a chronic progressive disease of central nervous system which is characterized by cardinal features of rigidity, bradykinesia, tremor, and postural instability. So there are mild cognitive impairments typically which is seen in Parkinson's disease patients, and cognition plays a vital role on enhancing the balance performances in these individuals. Recent researches have shown that pranayamic breathing has shifting environment, like it shifts the autonomic nervous system away from the sympathetic dominance. And other physical disorders caused by the improper mental health includes functional disorders, epilepsy, and seizures, which also have shown the excellent cure through pranayamic breathing and physiotherapy exercises. Aim and purpose of the study was to investigate the effects of pranayamic breathing and conventional physiotherapy on cognition and balance in Parkinson's patients. The recent studies have also shown that motor symptoms are not influenced by the dopaminergic stimulation, including the postural instability. It has been associated with accelerated cognition decline. So, this study would add to the paucity of the knowledge of physiotherapists by concentrating equally on the respiratory aspect to enhance the cognition, along with the motor components to improve the balance in Parkinson's patient. 20 participants of both the genders at the age group of 50 to 80 years and at stage 3 of Eon and Yar scale of Parkinson's disease were included in the study. Also, the inclusion criteria were of the mini mental state examination, minimum score of 24 and above, and of POMA scale examination, that is performance oriented mobility assessment, minimum score of 19 and above were included in the study. Participants diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy, Scheidegger syndrome, visual and auditory impairments, past history of neurological disease, musculoskeletal impairment, vestibular disorder, and uncontrolled diabetes mellitus were excluded from the study. The samples were done according to the purposive sampling with simple random allocation into the two groups. Group A was the experimental group and Group B was the controlled group. The outcome measures for the study taken were mini mental state examination state, timed get up and go test, Trinity's POMA performance oriented mobility assessment scale to assess cognition and balance at the baseline and after the treatment sessions, respectively. Group A received pranayamic breathing, which included the alternate nostril breathing and Brahmari pranayama, along with the conventional physiotherapy, and the intensity of the sessions were 4 days a week for 4 weeks, and Group B received conventional physiotherapy exercises, which were the control group. Data was analyzed using the repeated measure ANOVA with Bonferroni test, which was used for the post hoc analysis to find out the difference of individual outcome measures at the baseline and at the end of week 4. Comparison of MMSC and POMA scores was significant in Group A, that is the experimental group, and comparison of the timed get up and go score at the end of the trial in each group was statistically insignificant. Comparison of all the three outcome measures and the parameters at the end of week 4 of the intervention in both the groups were statistically significant. These are the three graphs showing the differences at baseline and at the end of week 4 for MMSE score, for POMA score, and for the TUG score, that is time get up and go scale. The study showed that the cognitive demands associated with balance and locomotion contributes to the incidences of falling among the older adults. The study also revealed that there was significant improvement in experimental group as compared to the controlled group. The efficacy of the pranayamic breathing on cognition can be explained by the changes in autonomic balance that generates the inhibitory signals within the neural and the non-neural tissues. The signals also cause the mechanical stretch over the tissues during breath inhalation and retention, which can be explained for the group A, that is the experimental group study. And we concluded that pranayamic breathing, along with conventional physiotherapy exercises, is beneficial and improves cognition and balance at stage 3 of Yon and Yar scale in Parkinson's patients. So the takeaway from this study, that is the clinical application, is in cases of Parkinson's patient, the patient should remember to stimulate their brain with the intellectual activities like reading, socializing, or the online classes. They can also take up the mixed skill-based and aerobic exercises and for motor and cognitive benefits. Approximately 30% of all the people with Parkinson's have reported the changes in memory and thinking ability, so that they can also set smartphone reminders to help them with the pill taking timings and the important items. They can also keep their rooms well lit if they have any visual perception problems. So the references for these studies were from the Susan Sullivan textual references, the literatures, and the other researches. Thank you so much.
Yes, Neha, good presentation. But I just would like to know this: what was your protocol or for this pranayama breathing? How often and what duration you used
Yes,
to give this
ma'am,
therapy?
in pranayamic breathing, we had included two types of pranayamic breathing, that is alternate nostril breathing and
Mm.
Brahmari pranayama. The alternate nostril breathing was given for the duration of 20 minutes with the rest periods according to the individuals, and the Brahmari pranayama was administered for 10 minutes. And both the groups, the experimental as well as the controlled group, had received the baseline conventional physiotherapy exercises as well. And the intensity of the exercises and the breathing sessions, ma'am, were 4 days in a week for the sessions of 4 weeks at a stretch.
Did you get any incidents where this pranayama breathing increased the rigidity of the muscles? Of course,
Ma'am,
with practice, it helps in relaxation. But then, did you have any client who was, not responding and they became more rigid with this
ma'am,
program?
yes. So as per the inclusion criteria, like rigidity was not much considered because for the cognitive value to be shown at the baseline of the 24 according to the MMSE scale, and also for the POMA, that is inclusion criteria was 19. So the individuals mostly were taken at the stage 3 of Yon and Yar scale, where the rigidity was not much prominent. And while
Okay.
they were practicing these breathing techniques, they were also given instructions. For example, the one of the instruction given to the patients were, for example, if you're placing a piece of cotton next to the nose, so the while breathing, even the cotton should not be moved. So that was the controlled breathing that was explained first before the we could take the sessions ahead, ma'am.
Good. Thank you.
So,
Yes, if there are no questions, we can move ahead.
Yes, yes.
uh, am I audible, Sajay? I had a
Yes, sir.
question for Neha.
Yes,
Yes,
sir, you can ask. Yeah.
Neha,
yes, sir.
my question to you is what would you expect if this study were to go on for another 4 weeks in the same manner?
Sir, we could have also taken a follow up that for how long does the effect remain with this pranayamic breathing sessions for these patients. So we could also know that did the parameters show any further improvement, and for how long would the effects remain if the long term this thing sessions were given for the similar patients, sir. So this was one of the limitations for our study, that the follow up for how long the effects are remaining was not taken, sir, was not into consideration for the study.
How many studies did you see which did a 4 week follow up?
Sir, actually, before I had taken this study, we had done a pilot study because the pranayamic breathing was like as we had gone through the literatures, there were no very limited, I mean, rarely any research that I could find that it was done for Parkinson's patients. So it was shown that in the normal individuals, it does shift the autonomic nervous system towards the parasympathetic dominance. So first we had done this as a pilot study, and in the pilot study, what we did was that we gave this kind of pranayamic breathing session, and then we had checked the vital parameters. Does it show any difference or no? Vital parameters taken were the respiratory rate and the heart rate and the blood pressure, which was monitored. that was immediate effect before and after the pranayamic breathing. So it had shown with the decrease in the parameters, I mean, getting into the stabilization parameters. So hence, then after that, we started with the study, sir. Before the pilot study was done, sir, for this in Parkinson's individuals.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone.